Welcome to Mind Your Reality, where we discuss the power of the human mind, theories about the true nature of reality, and tools for manifesting the life you desire to experience. I'm Tanya Kotsos of Mind Your Reality, author of The Adventure of I, and creator of the recently launched Academy of Mind that you can explore for free. In this audio, we'll be discussing the superconscious mind that is your higher mind or higher self. You can find the full original article on the Mind Your Reality website. Your superconscious mind is the higher mind or superconsciousness of your true self, also referred to as your higher self or the real you. At this level of higher consciousness, you remember that you are the undisturbed observer as your awareness centers on the mighty I within. The truth is, there is nothing to discover. You are always your higher self and always have access to your superconscious mind. It is only ever a matter of awareness. Having said this, the power of the superconscious mind is the least understood and least accessed aspect of consciousness because it does not belong to the physical, emotional, or mental thinking planes in which you're accustomed to living in the 3D physical plane. Instead, it belongs to the spiritual plane because your higher mind or superconsciousness is the mind of your true self that has always existed beyond the physical you. Understanding this truth is to remember who you truly are, a spiritual being having a human experience. The physical and mental planes of your physical and emotional worlds are subject to the spiritual plane of your true self and superconscious mind. Your true self is the you that is all-knowing, all-creative, and all-powerful, as it is one and the same with the Absolute, your God self. It is the you that knows absolute love. It is the you that is the eternal observer. The superconscious mind is the highest degree of self-aware consciousness. The preposition super has its origin in the Latin adverb super, meaning above, and is also the root of the word superior, meaning higher, upper, or situated above. One can say, therefore, that the superconscious mind is above and superior to the subconscious mind and the conscious mind of the physical world and the physical being that experiences it. At the degree of the superconscious mind, you know that the physical, outside world you experience as your reality is an illusion, albeit a very persistent one, as Albert Einstein told us. You know that your circumstances, whether wanted or unwanted, are simply a projection of your inner world, which itself is a product of your belief system. You know that your reality is the mirror that allows your consciousness to experience itself, and in this knowledge, your true self is always still and at peace. At the level of the superconscious mind, you are the observer, and everything else is what is being observed. Observation, however, is distinctly different from perception. The observer is unaffected by what is being observed, whereas the perceiver is directly affected by what is being perceived in accordance with his or her perception of it. In the words of St. Francis of Assisi, what we are looking for is what's looking. The one you are looking for is your true self. You are the one. You need to look no further because you have always been and always will be your higher self. You have just temporarily forgotten who you are because you've been caught up in playing the role of the first-person protagonist in the physical plane. At the level of consciousness of the superconscious mind, that is the objective observer, reality becomes fully subjective to you. Subjective reality means that your reality is subject to the direction of your fully objective mind because you are aware that reality is but a projection of your mind. At this level of mind, you know that reality is taking place inside the mind and is hence subject to it, just as is the case when you, as the dreamer, are dreaming. In contrast, objective reality means reality is perceived to be taking place outside the mind and hence is separate from it, just as is the case for the protagonist in the dream. As your true self, you observe your perceived successes and failures, your joy and your pain, your light and your dark, and you are wholly undisturbed by them all. At this level of awareness, you know that all of reality is but a dream, and that all is subject to change by changing your consciousness, because it's all taking place within your consciousness. There is no question about it. Some writers on the subject of the mind stop short of distinguishing between fully subjective subconscious mind power and fully objective superconscious mind power. Instead, they have granted unlimited power to the subconscious mind, despite it being under the guardianship of the conscious mind and subject to negative programming from any source, while never exploring the higher mind. While it may be semantics, the distinction is imperative to understanding your consciousness. The subconscious mind has the power to create whatever is impressed upon it through universal mind, that is the mind of the Absolute. This grants the subconscious mind the potential for all power. In contrast, the superconscious mind is all-powerful, it is all-knowing, and it is all-creative, always has been and always will be. Moreover, the superconscious mind is the seat of reason at its highest expression, the very ability to reason that is wholly lacking for the subconscious mind. Your true self is a divine spark of the Absolute, your God self. The universal laws of mentalism and vibration tell us that all is mind and that the universe is mental. Having distinguished between the 3 degrees of consciousness, the subconscious mind, the conscious mind, and the superconscious mind, it must be said that the distinction is for your understanding only. In truth, however, there is no separation in mind, there is no dividing line. All 3 aspects are one mind. They are but varying degrees of the single absolute universal mind, itself vibrating at different frequencies. And since the one universal mind is absolute, it must be present everywhere in its entirety, meaning that your mind is the one mind. This also means your superconscious mind is not something you need to acquire or look for outside of yourself. All you need to do is become consciously aware of it and raise your degree of consciousness to its level by remembering who you truly are. You are the mighty I that says I am. All else, including the physical you, are an illusion, a projection of consciousness. The vast majority of people have forgotten who they truly are while here in the physical plane and have never stopped to consider the existence of the superconscious mind. Moreover, most people operate in an automaton state even at the degree of consciousness of the self-aware conscious mind, unwittingly allowing all the messages with which they are bombarded to be passed down to their subconscious mind for programming. This leaves their lives in full control of the subconscious mind, which in this state is doing little more than running a set of programs they did not consciously choose to begin with, in the ignorance of their all-powerful higher mind. If this is you, then essentially your life is being run in strict accordance with the programs and beliefs you inadvertently adopted mostly as a child. If you are not consciously directing your mind, then it places you in a position no superior to that of even a tree that is wholly subject to the unconscious operations of the universal laws. Just like the man who can read but does not do so has no advantage over the illiterate man. The most direct route to identifying and changing the subconscious programs that run your life is to objectively study your personal self with its personality from the higher vantage point of the observer. Study yourself as if studying the role of an actor from the outside. In so doing, you stop identifying with your personality, and in time you can change the chain of command from the subconscious mind to the superconscious mind. Decide now to place your self-aware conscious mind on guard at the door of your subconscious mind. Decide now to allow only empowering positive messages to pass through its threshold. Become the observer and single director of your life by consciously choosing your mental diet and declaring only the best for you and others. At the level of the higher mind, the counterfeit or false ego of the self-conscious mind is revealed to be an illusion, a role you have unconsciously agreed to play in the 3D world, but no more than a role that an actor may portray in a play. When you let go of the counterfeit ego of your personal self, you can start to remember and identify with the mighty I within, that is the real ego in the original meaning of the Greek word ego, which literally means I. Decide now to take back the reins of your life. Become the operant power at the level of the superconscious mind by letting go of any attachment to this 3D world of shadows. This does not mean to leave the 3D world. It means to become the master of your mind rather than the puppet of circumstance. As your higher self, you are having a dreamlike experience in this world, but you are not of this world. The 3D world is taking place within your consciousness. You have the choice and the power to make it a joyful experience for yourself and others. Remember, always remember who you are. In a nutshell, your conscious mind is the reasoning guardian that is intended to protect your subconscious mind that is its subject, and your superconscious mind is the king or queen of your kingdom. It is in reference to your higher self that we are told that the kingdom of heaven is within. But to attain the kingdom of heaven, you must deny the role of the pauper you have been playing to date and claim your throne as king or queen. And as the true ruler at the helm of your superconscious mind, you can intentionally program your subconscious mind with calm reason, and in so doing, change every aspect of your experience and circumstances at will, and without an iota of force. And this brings us to the end of the audio version of this article. I hope you've enjoyed it and gained the knowledge and motivation to become the true benevolent ruler of your inner kingdom. You can read the full article by visiting the Mind Your Reality website. In closing, I encourage you to explore the Academy of Mind platform. There you'll find life-changing courses, an extensive library of New Thought author books, guided meditations and affirmations, curated micro-guide teachings, and the signature feature, I Am Transmissions, that are profound teachings as if spoken by your higher self. You can explore the free version of the Academy at www.academy-of-mind.com and become a member if it resonates with you. And lastly, thank you for listening and for your time, and I hope you will continue listening in the future. This is your host, Tanya Kotsos. Be well always.